What's up, guys? Welcome back to Miles TV, and we are back with another episode of Retrograde Infinitum. And we have Faye here. This is episode 3, Ichi ni Sun, for you Japanese lovers out there.
You just spoke French, thanks.
But we're back with episode 3, and today's episode, it was pretty long. A lot going on in this episode. They kind of move around from place to place, and a lot of information, a lot of talking.
All right, so unfortunately, in this episode, we are missing Callus. Tyrell's on vacation, probably much needed. You know, everybody needs a vacation. Heck, I need one.
Me too.
But we do. So since he's missing, we don't get the look into his apartment or house, which is what we all wanted. You know we all wanted it. But we do start out in the club with Roger and Cece. Apparently it gets really boring after a couple hours. And since Sapphire is supposed to be with Callus, she switches places with Bruce. And this is where Grant tells us basically Bruce and Callus F off. They're on a different mission.
That's what duty calls.
I mean, he is a hitman, or at least that's what we're thinking he is. We don't know what he is yet. Sapphire gets in Rhonda with Kat. She asks if he's heard anything from Roger or Cece. He mentions he's gotten quite a lot of swinging eggplant videos. I'm starting to wonder. I understand that he is a robot. Is all of his memory going to be taken up by these pictures and videos?
That would be hilarious.
He's got like 2 gigs set off to the side just for this, you know.
This is the important stuff.
Oh god. Next thing you know, we'll be seeing pictures of the kid, but it'll just be a blank picture because only he's seeing the kid.
Oh man, that would be trippy.
Anyways, we do learn some more about the city. There's huge walled off portions with 120-foot walls that's where they have the really infected mindless zombies. You know, and there's a road that goes completely around all these walls. But at the club, apparently when the sun is up, the club completely empties out. Or, excuse me, it doesn't empty out. Around 7 a.m., all the elves go quiet. And I'm taking it this is their long rest because, you know, elves, they only trance.
Yeah, I took it as that too. Like, okay, they're just taking a long rest. I figured it's like a D&D thing, but I forgot we were playing Cyberpunk and then Mythcraft. I don't know. Because elves are in Cyberpunk, I want to say. I can't remember. But
you're asking the wrong person. I don't know.
It's not important, but I mean, I'm guessing, like, you know, whatever. It's the homebrew channel, so they need.
They're gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Anyways, apparently the dealer goes on a rant about the moon, and it's like, what is wrong with the moon? What or is something wrong with the dealer? I haven't gathered that yet. I'm still saying werewolves. I know it's not, but wishful thinking.
I mean, episode 1, didn't Grant say something about the moon, or like how people lived on the moon, or like evacuated the moon or something?
Maybe. I don't remember. You're gonna make me go re-listen to it, thanks, because I don't remember.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that again, because I could have sworn that they left the moon or something or whatever. I don't know.
I don't remember. There's been too much information. I can't retain it. So, anyways, Roger's still talking to the dealer. He tries to make a deal with the dealer about coming to play at Rust and Thunder. I wrote that he seduced him. I mean, he's just charismatic. He didn't really seduce him. But the dealer was wanting to pay him in drugs because that's how he has his name. But instead of paying the whole band with drugs. Roger does cut a deal so that he gets paid in drugs, but his band gets paid in nano. At least they're getting...
At least Roger cares enough about his band to make sure they get paid money.
I have this in my notes later, but I'll go ahead and throw it in here now. How is Roger the lead singer of a band? He doesn't contact his band. He never lets them know when or where they're having shows. He doesn't write music. Where is this going?
Look, when you're in charge and when you're the lead singer, when the show's all about you, you make the calls and you say, hey, show up here at this time.
No, that is not how that works. That's how bands break up. But anyways, Cece's trying to be a mediator. She is trying to be like, look, Roger, don't make plans to play like this week. You got to leave them wanting more. Tell them that you're going to schedule to play in like 3 weeks. The dealer's not really sure about that, but then she's like, we can come here and test run it in a week and see if you guys actually like the music or not.
In actuality, she's trying to give more time so they can do more recon or find out more information before, because Roger was like, we could do this tomorrow. Like we can he wanted to do it now, but Cece's trying to be smart about it, but it doesn't, I don't think it's registering in Roger's brain what she's doing. He's just wanting to be a superstar. Honestly, I even forgot this was a recon mission because Roger befriended the target. When you're trying to recon, you don't befriend the target. At least I mean, it's not an assassination. You're just trying to get either some information from him or a device or a flash drive. So in the end of the day.
Hold on. So here's what I'm gonna compare it to. Roger befriending the target is like my party for Strahd, where my rogue thought she could befriend Strahd. It just sounds like a bad idea. Anyways,
the dealer hasn't done anything bad except sell drugs. And
neither has Strahd. Strahd's not done anything bad to my party, but it's still a bad idea.
Okay. I don't see a problem with it.
So, Roger actually never gave the dealer his name. So I will give him that. He never gave him his name, but he did give his band's name, which means he could still figure out who he is.
Hey, that was a way to raise sales.
Sapphire is very... She points out something, and I was not thinking about this in the first episode. This is an all-elf bar. Roger and Cece are humans. 2 random humans walked into this elf bar, and then Roger had a dance-off with the owner of the bar. I'm sorry, that looks a little fishy, but the dealer didn't realize that they had never been there until like later on that morning.
Yeah,
because he was questioning them then. No, he didn't care.
Yeah, he just likes to dance.
So then we have Roger, who goes on a rant about Callus just up and going off script, leaving him to do, whatever, whenever he's getting chewed out about, befriending the dealer. Everybody else is like, you know what? It's Callus. Let Callus do what he wants to do. Cece wants to go home to go sleep. They stayed up all night in this bar or club, whatever it is. And her and Roger are tired.
At this point in their campaign, it feels like they're having competitions to see who can stay up the longest.
I'm just waiting for, they need to bring out the wake. Then they won't have to worry about resting. Come on. That's all we need. Just bring out the wake. You can stay up all night.
I'm pretty sure that's what the dealer was like. He has. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the drug he pulls out. He's like, I got some wake.
I was waiting on it.
What's the other drug? T90X.
I think so. I can't remember that one's name. They didn't use that one as much in the first campaign.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if the dealer's like, I got some wake.
So, Cece wants to go take a nap, and Roger kind of needs to take a nap, but Kat tells Roger, you're not sleeping in my car again because you did not pick up your clothes. And Roger's like, wait, where are my clothes? I did not, well, I figured this was a thing, but I wasn't sure on how they were going to play it about clothes costing money.
Yeah, because your style counts a lot in Cyberpunk, and then you have to go to the store and like buy stylish clothes. I think there's certain brands that you can buy to be like, I got money or I'm fashionable.
See, I did not know that. So that makes sense on why Roger got a little irritated that, Kat threw his clothes in the alley. But at the same time, that will teach Roger to pick up his shit. Kat does say that Roger can stay in Rhonda. If he picks up his stuff, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Pippin, stop letting Kat be a pushover. Stop. He's not a doormat. He is a robot.
I think he is a doormat.
From how he's being played at the moment, yeah. We find out that they each can take a gig once a week, which to me sounds like side quests.
Yeah, it's a way because in Cyberpunk, you need to make money for living, clothes, food, so on and so on. And usually, like, your main jobs take at least, like, maybe a month or so. But you can take, like, side gigs to get money. And as we find out here, it's just a roll of a dice to see how much you make or how little you make. So, it's just a fun way to make extra money in Cyberpunk.
That makes sense. Well, Kat and Sapphire both decided that they wanted to try to, find their side jobs. Kat was unable. Sapphire did, however, get a medical side job for top-end clientele. It got her 200 nano. At least somebody in the group's making money and not just drugs.
I do like a good side quest. I do like a way to make money. It's just like, because giving your players a way to make money is very useful. But man, the time skip of 3 days go by or like 2 days go by, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure how many days were going by here. It was kind of a blur. This is whenever they're at the Hawk's Landing, and they're talking about, first they start talking about getting their shitty sleep schedule straight, because that club messed them up. They talk about, the trance, the naked dancing. Sapphire asks if they have to go to the club, if they're going to have to be naked too, because she didn't realize that the dealer was naked. Excuse me, he wasn't naked, he was pantsless. He did have a jacket on.
The first time?
Yeah, the dealer. He had a jacket on.
Okay.
He wasn't fully naked. He had a jacket on. Or
I don't know why I thought he was fully naked.
I did too, until I listened to this episode and I was like, oh yeah, he was wearing a jacket. I got distracted by naked man dancing. Whenever Sapphire brings up that they're going to have to be naked, Kat gets all blushy. Apparently robots can blush. It's a blushing emoji.
Little screensaver.
You're just gonna sit here and do this little emote.
Ooh.
Is it ooh? They make a plan for the dealer. They have it 3 weeks, or they tell him about the plan for the dealer and how it can be moved up, or basically Roger gave them a way back in, which that part was smart. I will give him that. DC says that she needs more time to try and find her brother, or excuse me, not her brother. That's later on. They need more time to find out more about the third brother. That's whenever they start trying to figure out where they're gonna get information.
I thought they were just two brothers. I mean, I thought there was three of them all together, but
yeah, there's three.
Yeah, there's the archivist, and then he has two brothers.
Yes.
The way she said the third brother seems like there's three additional brothers.
Oh, no, there's only three. There's the archivist, the dealer, and then the one that they don't know anything about, which is the one that they're wanting to try to find out about now.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to figure out where to go for more information. Of course, they could go to Kellen. They could go to Tritus, which is a contact nobody knows except for Kat. Of course, Kat hasn't brought that up.
Yeah.
And then there's Lumi and Flynn and Reika. But we don't know if they know anything. So Cece does suggest to go find jobs at a different club so they can prod around for information. And this is when Kat does pipe up. He asks an obvious question. Did you see a key on this naked man? And Roger is like, I don't think I did, unless the key was his penis, because this episode is all about penis. Tell me I'm wrong. Even Grant brought up the fact that they need to have a scoreboard on how many different ways Roger refers to this.
I did pick up the fact of there was pretty large penis talk here.
I'm trying not to make the joke. Anyways, he does say that none of them had any type of devices. Like, none of the elves had any tablets, phones, agents, nothing. Which was kind of weird. Like, even to me, that's kind of weird. Like, he even said that whenever, 7 o'clock rolled, or not 7, but 11 rolled around and the dealer got dressed, that the dealer didn't even have a phone then because he was going to give him his mobile number. And he was like, this is really weird. Yeah, they had none of those.
Some people just want to live off the grid.
I mean, if he's dealing wake, I'd want to be off the grid too. This is whenever Kat shows pictures to Sapphire of the dealer. And we start getting all the jokes about, does Kat have a screensaver when he sleeps? Sapphire asks if they should be looking for Cece's brother. Cece is worried about her brother, but at the same time, she's not sure. She's like, we'll figure that out later. Cece does some spoogling.
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 But Cyberpunk, this can go either way. Her brother could be dead, captured. I mean, that one guy, when he was bragging about how much money he had, was like keeping an eye on him. So it's just like her brother could literally be in any situation right now, and just her throwing it off is just kind of like, you might regret that.
Yeah. So, Cece spookles about trancing. This is whenever they find out that they can technically perceive things going on around them. They just can't interact when they're trancing.
Yeah.
And apparently we find out about Roger's ex-girlfriend that used to be a trance, or an elf, and she would trance, and he says something, and they all look at him and say, yes, Roger, you're the asshole.
It was just a cuddle buddy,
Sure, that's what that was. Cece goes to talk to Lumi, and Lumi's playing a high-stakes game, which I don't know if I would want to do, because apparently if you lose, your whole agent fries. I wouldn't want to buy it. I'd have to buy one every day.
Think about going to the casino, and you wager money, but if you lose, your cell phone just factory resets.
I do not gamble as it is, but that would make it even more no.
Yeah, I hate gambling. I'm not a gambler.
So Cece asked Lumi to dig into information about the dealer. I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, I trust Lumi, but I don't trust Flynn. I know that they're best friends because that's her best friend, like almost brother. There's something about him. He seems fishy. That's just me.
I don't trust anybody. Everybody has ulterior motives. Everybody's out for themselves. I don't trust nobody.
It's because you have a bad experience. That's all it is. Apparently Rory, Cece's younger brother, was actually pretty good because he got around Lumi's protections. He actually shut down the video cameras so that whenever he escaped or ran away again, she couldn't see anything. And she was pretty impressed by it. And I know that, we can't see their faces, but I could just hear it in Emily's voice as she portrayed Cece. Cece was kind of proud of her, of her little brother because he did something kind of cool. And this is whenever we start finding out, or this is when Cece starts talking about looking for other jobs. She doesn't want to tread on Kellen's territory of being a fixer. But we also find out that the lead singer of Shotgun Lipstick is the biggest fixer in this area. His name is Dan Dieter, I think.
Yeah. That's what I thought I heard too.
Yeah, you don't really find out much other than Kellen is technically in his area, but she's like very borderline on the jobs she's taking, so he doesn't seem to mind too yet.
Yeah. But if word gets out that she's doing this job, something might hit the wall. Yeah.
So this is whenever we finally pick up and go to the Shroom Bar.
Yeah.
This is when the episode to me starts getting fun. There's... I'm not gonna say it. This episode was not boring to me, but at the same time, it was a lot of bouncing around and confusing me.
Yeah, it was a lot of information, a lot of going back and forth. Then they did time skips, and then it was a lot of like, let's repeat the plan. Now let's go over here and talk about some more stuff, and then let's go over here. But yeah.
So we go to the brewery. It is home to nomads, farmers, and techs, and apparently it's pretty safe. Like, it's heavily staffed, guarded. As they get there, Cece sees a couple elves, and she actually gets a couple of jobs or gigs for, she gets one for Flynn and one for Reka. She did not get one for Lumi, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Roger is trying to look intimidating. I'm sorry, but I still picture not actual Zoolander, the other guy from the second one that Owen Wilson plays.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing him trying to be intimidating. I can't. While that's going on, Kat's throwing Roger's socks out of Rhonda. And he's also trying to be sneaky so he can move towards a racing area that happens to be in this brewery. Cece tries to talk to the elves. One of them kind of just like brushes her off. The other one does kind of explain that the whole thing with the moon is a religious thing. And I'm sorry, it's a cult. It is straight up a cult. That's all there is to it.
I do get a little cult vibes from it.
There's got to be something else to it. I just haven't. My brain has not put two and two together yet. Kat gets over to the racing area. This lady walks up to him and says that if he pays 100 nano, he can race for the whole entire week. She appreciates, like, she's looking at Rhonda, and he's appreciating the fact that, it might look like an older model, but you can tell that she's modded. I'm sorry, but Kat, Stop trusting people just because she has a nice car. It might look pretty. It don't mean that you need to trust this woman. He does place 4th out of 11, which
this was my only I would say gripe about this episode. Like the only thing I didn't like, and this is more comparatively to like DMs at the time, because I'm not trying to tell Grant how to DM, but I wish the race was more of a race instead of being like, roll for this and then you'll see a one. Because in my Cyberpunk game, I was a police officer. So, I mean, there was more of a chase scene, but I wish there was more like, we're in the car with Kat and then, a turn's coming up. So roll on, car handling to see how much how you make this turn. Because I think there is like very specific car handling stuff in Cyberpunk where like if you're trying to make like a U-turn you have to roll whatever, if you're trying to make like a fast turn you have to roll. And then so I was really hoping that like we were gonna get like more of a play-by-play for the race, but then when it was just like let's roll to see how you do overall, I was hoping that we were going to get more out of that. I think it might have been a time issue. And also, remember, they're still kind of new to Cyberpunk. So Yeah, definitely.
Maybe a race episode up next. Who knows?
I mean, I am here for a race episode. You got a Nomad. I'm really here for a race episode. I wanna know how Kat whips this car and bumps into a trash can, almost dodges out of the way of a small child that he made up in his head.
That poor kid. He's gonna hit that kid.
I'm here for. I want a race episode. Grant, make a race episode happen.
Yes, we're gonna. Oh, what is that? Star Wars Episode 1. There we go. Don't judge me. I like that one. It's not my favorite, but I like that one. Anyways, Grant brings up that, we've had a couple of people get drinks, and so he's asking if anybody else is getting drinks or food or anything like that. Because we're back at the bar, and Roger decides he wants to try to throw his weight around to see if he's got any fans around so he can get free stuff. And there's like a couple of people that might notice who he is. They're like looking at him like, I recognize you, but I'm not sure. But apparently the bartender full on recognizes him. And this is when we get the burger with synthetic Coke. He allows this bartender to make him a drug burger.
A crazy burger.
A crazy burger. And the burger trip. I will say this, I wish Cody would have remembered the lyrics to the burger song he made up, because that song would have been like the best song that they could have had. Roger is being paranoid. Everybody's apparently mean mugging him. Sapphire is too responsible and decides that it's, excuse me, I skipped something. This is when they all get back together, and Cece wants to go back to her place, and Sapphire's trying to decide if she wants to go back to her place or if she wants to stay with Roger because he's tripping. Of course, she's too responsible. She can't leave him. She's their medic, and she decides to go back with him. They drop Cece back off at her apartment. This is when we meet Cece's lovely landlady. I don't know if you noticed it. Cece's landlady sounds like Margaret from Campaign 1. I understand he can only do so many voices, but I'm just sitting here going, please be Margaret. Please be Margaret.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
I wouldn't either. I mean, it'd be hilarious. Which we found out later she's not. Her name's like Hulda. Grant's running out of names. We need female names because he's used Hulda before. Cece's told
Always did. I don't even know if this was the homebrew. I don't even know if where I've heard it from. But I know like one of my podcasts, they're like, you can, I don't know if they do it for their Patreon subscriber or anybody who writes in, but you can like write in a name and then they'll use that name in the campaign.
You can for the homebrew if you're a Patreon. I didn't do it because I'm not good with names.
No, even still, like you can just put your name in there, like, you know,
I don't
NPC
want to know
name
what
Faye.
they're gonna put with me. No, I don't want to know where they would put me. I'd be the one that they found dead.
It's not you. It's just they're using your name for NPC. But anyway, I always thought that was cool because you don't, as a DM, and you know, you don't have to think about names or anything. So people come up with names for you, and then you get to show appreciation.
The landlady tells Cece that the extra wasn't paid. She's confused. She doesn't understand what she means by extra. She's like, I paid my rent. I don't know what you're talking about. But apparently there was a gray Kedik that has been paying under the table to make sure that Cece got a specific apartment.
Oh, that's what happened. So she wasn't using the apartment that she was supposed to be using, that was paid for. She instead got another apartment.
Yeah.
So the landlady. So has the landlady just been thinking she had two apartments this whole time?
No.
Or is she just like, I'm making.
The from what I was getting, the Great Kedik paid the landlady extra for Cece to be put in a specific one. So basically the Grey Kedik made the landlord move the other people around so Cece could have the apartment, I think either above or below Sapphire's. I'm not sure which one. But
I'll have to go back and listen to that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but with the stuff that you've told me about Cyberpunk, I am getting the vibes that somebody has bugged her apartment. There's some kind of fuckery going on.
Oh, of course.
I just, and she does not know what is going on. She is so confused.
Isn't CC a Kedik too?
No, Sapphire is.
Oh, okay, I was about to say it could be her parents.
This is whenever Cece calls Sapphire and asks her about, hey, do you know a Grey Kedik? And it's kind of profiling because, you know, not all Kediks know every other Kedik, but I get where she was going with it. She thought maybe it might be somebody Sapphire knew. And Sapphire asked Cece to go check on her apartment. And this is when we found out her apartment has been completely trashed. Apparently she was hiding something that nobody but her knew what it was. And I don't remember the role. I don't remember if they actually found it or not. I can say that much. I don't remember. She talks about going back to her apartment. She's not sure about it. Roger's paranoid. Her and Roger are having this talk. As they're having this talk, she actually thinks about taking Roger back to her apartment. This is when Kat decides he's going to put heart emojis on his face. They talk about trying to find Roger's clothes that Kat threw out from the first or second episode?
Yeah, it was the first episode.
Yeah, well, Kat finds the bag of clothes, and instead of giving them to Roger, he puts them in that compartment where he had that body hid. So he's pretending like he does not know where these clothes are. And as we come up on the end of the episode, Roger is actually filling his band in that they got a show. And Waffles is not happy because, Waffles is happy at first, and then he's not happy because he finds out it's for a backwater religious cult. And that's where the episode ends.
Whew, that episode, I mean...
It took me 2 hours to describe it, thanks.
Because you always want a longer episode for your podcast, but I think like now that like we're actually like reviewing these and have to listen to the episode, we're like, man, this episode is long because we have to listen to it or whatever. But instead of like I used to break the episodes down in chunks, like drive home, gym, drive wherever,
Yeah.
So, but 2 hours and 30 minutes, 26 minutes, but 2 hours and 30-minute episode.
With nothing but information.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there was a lot of back and forth and information being tossed around. Some things were like repeated a lot, but it's getting clarity on things and whatnot, blah blah blah. But this episode was a little dry for me.
Yeah, it was just a little. I mean, I like it. I have one complaint. We need more from Mr. Robot Man. He did not do a lot. We need more because he's funny.
He is funny. Cat has made me laugh the most out of everybody.
I like Cat and Roger's interactions.
Yeah,
I think they're hilarious. Roger is.
I do like Cat and Roger. So far I like Cat and Roger together. I like Callus and Sapphire together. And then I just like Cece with anybody because I love the attitude that Cece has.
She's got that New York attitude, kind of like Pickles from Power Word Fail.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably why she reminds me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Pickles. Shut up. So, yeah, I will go first since you did the review this time.
Okay.
1 out of 10, I would have to give this episode a 5. I enjoyed the episode. It was just a lot of information, a lot of back and forth. So I will have to give this episode a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I kind of was leaning. I was going between 6 and 7. I'm not really sure. Since I'm between, I'll say 6.5. You can't have a 6.5 on a hit die, but you know what? We're gonna go with it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's still a great episode. I still like wherever. I want to know more about these zombies. I can't wait to encounter these zombies because I think Sapphire has some cyber tech.
Yes, I'm wanting. I really hope. If we have a run-in with the zombies, because we did have a run-in with some type of zombies in campaign 1. They seemed more like the slow-moving zombies, like your typical traditional zombies.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping there might be a mixture of the two, or they might be more like the zombies from The Last of Us, since it's mushroom-based.
Oh man, well Grant, he's gonna have variety, so
yeah.
Think about all the what were they called? The clones, oh god, had the muscle.
Yes,
you had the fixer,
muscle.
And God, I forget what the other one was.
Yeah, fixer, closer, and muscle, and there was
closer.
One more. There was one more. I just can't remember.
I thought there was 3 of them. It might have been 4. But
maybe there were only 3.
I can't, like, I'd be wanting to know so much information, and then like, especially like when he brings up like the whole zombie area and stuff, I'm just like, I want to know what's over there. So
hold on,
I just can't wait. Yeah.
We do not want Sapphire to get attacked by the zombies. Since she has that, she will turn into one. No, I will fight you on this one.
But yeah, very solid episode, guys. Do you have any closing remarks for our people?
I need a fight scene.
Oh yeah, man, that's what I meant to say. I can't wait to the first fight scene. God, it's killing me now. I thought it was gonna be in this episode, but
can we just fight a rat? Something?
Not a rat.
Yes, Freaky Rat pops out of a vending machine and we attack him. There we go.
I do. I can't wait to see Cyberpunk combat. God, getting hurt in Cyberpunk is real life. It's real life. You get shot in the arm in real life. It's God. Anyway,
that's it.
But as always,
fight.
As always, guys, thanks for tuning in to Miles TV. We appreciate you for watching. Until next time, bye.
Say uwu, say uwu, say uwu, say uwu.